On today's Snapshot, students and staff stand up for each other. The campaign in Vancouver public schools that gives students the power to end bullying. Plus, Washington's Teacher of the Year meets President Obama, the question he asked our Commander-in-Chief. Plus, she started a library in a boiler room. Reflections from a former librarian on her 100th birthday. Hello and welcome to Snapshot. I'm Elena Buller. Every year, the Vancouver Public School District sets some goals for the year, and this year one of the big goals is to end bullying. They're calling it the Safe and Supportive Schools Initiative. And joining me now is Bill Link to talk about what's going on. Bill, what's your title?
The District RTI Coordinator.
Okay, and what does that stand for?
So RTI is Response Intervention, and it's aligned or embedded with Positive Behavior Support. So it's two goals or activities, initiatives kind of woven together. One about student learning and the other one's more about student behavior. And the big effort this year is to end bullying. Why is that such an important topic? I mean, it's very relevant. So. Right. So I think bullying is something that affects us both internationally as well as just within our own school district. So there's national models, there's all over the world. Bullying's like a common problem.
Common thread.
It's a common challenge for staff as well as students. So I think because it's so common and prevalent all over the place, it's one of our goals is to rally around that and kind of unite our district so that this doesn't happen here anymore.
In order to take something on, I mean, it's a big challenge. You really need help from top to bottom, administrators, teachers, even the students.
Yes.
How are you getting everybody involved?
Yeah, it's a good question. So we need to have the students in the very beginning stages, just working with students. So you're going to have 4 students from one of our elementary schools coming to talk to you about how they're addressing the bullying issues in their schools. So we start with the students, hope for some classroom teachers to jump in with us and join us, school counselors, school psychologists. So different in the principals have those people all on board at their school. And then district level support is essential to help those motivated schools and students.
What's the response been? I mean, is it?
Amazing. It's overwhelmingly positive. So we started this year not knowing. I mean, our school district's pretty large, and there's only one of me, so how do you get to bully-proof all the schools in our district? So we started with 10 elementary schools feeding 2 middle schools going into 1 high school, just to start with 1 group of schools. And the level of implementation is different at each school, but some schools have got it dialed. And this particular school is one of them that we want to feature with you guys today.
Great. We have some video of stand-up days. Can you tell me a little bit about what those are?
Sure. So that's actually a different school that is also doing similarly good work. So that was Standing Up to Bullying. It's a national campaign, October sometime, I can't remember the day. But it's a national movement to encourage people to stand up for one another and speak out against bullying.
Have you seen, what's the reaction, I mean, from like middle school to high school, maybe elementary?
Yeah,
are they, I can see the elementary school kids really getting into it.
Yeah, so it's different across the levels. It's another good question. So in terms of research, we see bullying tend to be at its worst at the middle school years. So it starts to get involved, 3rd, 4th, 5th grade, and so what we're really hoping is by hitting the elementary schools so hard and so effectively that the middle school students, when the elementary students become middle school, they already know that this is not what we want to have. So changing that climate at the elementary level is really our big focus, and then hope that the impact works its way up. The middle schools are definitely on board and they're definitely involved, but it's a different level of commitment, I think. I think it's a better sense of optimism with the younger students.
Right, that kind of makes sense. Have you seen changes already, I mean, in the kids and the students that you're working with?
I've seen differences in conversations, different things that kids are talking about nowadays that are different than even 5 years ago. So I think we're making some progress already.
Yeah. And you're hopeful for the future? Is this the first, this is the first year?
First year,
obviously.
yeah. So the original plan was a 3 to 5 year plan. The school board was all over this. They really wanted it to happen in 1 year, but our district's large enough that doing it all in 1 year is overwhelming. So next year will be year 2. We're going to bring on several more elementary schools, 2 more middle schools. So we're growing. It's very popular. So everybody wants to improve school climate.
Of course, and it's been positive so far.
So far, so good.
So far, so good. Great. All right, Bill, thank you for being with us.
You bet. Thank you.
Great. Joining me now are some students from Peter S. Ogden to talk about bullying. Guys, thanks for being here. Has anybody here ever been bullied? Has anybody experienced it?
I have.
You have? What happened?
Well, like, there's some kids started a group of just like Spanish people, and I wanted to hang out with them, and they wouldn't let me.
How'd that make you feel?
It made me feel like I was just nothing.
Yeah, that's not good. Has anybody seen anybody be bullied before? I mean, have you seen it happen at your own school?
I have.
You have? And I mean, how does that make you feel?
I really feel bad for the kid that got bullied because it's just not fair because he didn't do anything wrong and he still gets bullied for it.
What has this program, what kind of stuff have you guys been learning to stop bullying in your school?
We have learned about by learning steps and how to refuse it.
So you have the steps there. What's the first one?
The first step is recognize. If you do, and the next step, if you do feel safe, it's refuse. Then you report.
So you go tell a teacher or something.
Yeah, but if you don't feel safe to refuse it, you go straight to reporting because it might be a dangerous situation and you just don't want to go up to the person that's doing it and, you might get hurt.
Right, so if you don't feel safe, then you just go straight to the teacher. But if you do feel safe, then you go, what does refuse mean? You
stand up.
You go up to them and say, stop this is bullying, you shouldn't do this. But if they don't stop, then you just go straight to, you go to reporting it.
Go tell a teacher or something.
Mm-hmm.
Have you guys ever had to use this yet? Have you?
Yeah, I've used it.
You have? You have?
I
What?
haven't.
You have not, okay. Does it make you feel better to kind of know, beforehand, would you have known what to do?
No, I would just be like standing there not knowing what to do, and I would just feel bad for the person that was getting bullied. But now that I know what to do, I can go up and try to help at least.
Yeah, it makes you feel a little more confident. Do you think now, learning this kind of stuff, that you can stand up for somebody and help them out, or does it make you more likely to do that?
Yeah.
Yeah. What kind of bullying have you guys learned about?
We learned about physical bullying and how they use their words to hurt you.
Okay. And how do you combat that? How do you keep somebody from getting hurt that way?
Maybe we could tell an adult or like go in front of, tell that person who's being bullied and get them away from that, where the bully.
So we talked a little bit about, what you guys can step in and say to a bully, but there's something else you can do if you're a little shy and there's a hand motion. You guys have a signal. What is that? Can you show me?
Stop, that's bullying.
And what does that do?
It gets the bully's attention, and then you can stand up to him.
And if there's a teacher around, but like she or he doesn't notice the bullying, you can go like that, and he or she will think, oh, there must be bullying because they did that motion.
You can get their attention that way.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me a little bit, just how much better does this program make you feel now? Now that you've gone through it, and you actually said you've experienced a little bit of bullying. So do you feel better about yourself and how to handle the situation?
Yeah, this program, it's really helped me through all the steps. It has taught me and some of my classmates who have been bullied.
Me too. That I have been bullied too, and I didn't know what to do. And the steps that they showed me is I feel much safer because I won't get hurt or feel sad.
Good. Is there something specific that you learned maybe that you remember?
The different kinds of bystanders. Like there's there's the kind of bystander who thinks what the bully is doing is funny and stuff, and they're like laughing at the victim and stuff. And then there's the passive kind who just are watching it, they're not doing anything about it. And then there's the victims that are on the bystanders that are on the victim side, who are the ones that get an adult and report it.
Who help stop it. And you said this whole thing has actually made you more
sure of myself when I'm around bullying, so I can help other people.
Great. Well, it sounds like this has been a very positive experience. You guys have learned a lot, and thank you for being with us, and thank you for coming here and talking about it. In our last episode, we interviewed Mark Ray, the reigning Washington State Teacher of the Year. Since that show taped, Mark got to go to the White House and meet President Obama. You can see Mark standing behind the president as he awards the National Teacher of the Year award to a woman from California. Mark also sent us this video. It shows the presidential aircraft landing. He got to shake hands with the president, and because he's a teacher librarian, Mark asked Mr. Obama what book he was reading at the time. The answer? The Quest, a book about energy, something our president should probably be brushing up on. In the year 1912, the Republic of China was established, the Titanic made its doomed voyage, Jackson Pollock was born, as were Ark Linkletter and Gene Kelly. So too was Chloe Lumpkin, a librarian at Lakeshore Elementary. And now, as she celebrates her 100th birthday, Chloe looks back at her life and career in Vancouver Public Schools.
Started down in the boiler room. That's the only place they had at that time.
That was 1959 at Lakeshore Elementary. Chloe Lumpkin had just $45 to build an entire library.
I didn't know what to do with it. That wouldn't buy very many books, even then.
And somehow she managed.
I was eager to go to work.
She built up a library of books, loving every minute of it.
Loved the children, and I enjoyed the employees that I was working with. And year after year, well, it was just like homecoming, too. I enjoyed it very much.
But Chloe didn't stop there.
And I would go to school at night to get another degree.
Eventually earning a master's in library science. And when school was out, Chloe didn't sit on her laurels. She traveled the world, something she says was very useful in the classroom.
Especially when they were studying history or something like that, it helped.
Chloe retired when she was 65, but of course that didn't slow her down. She continued to sub until she was 80 years old.
I would have kept on if it had me longer.
But just about that time in 1992, she was diagnosed with lung cancer. For most people, that would have been a real blow. But she had a trip planned, and in true Chloe fashion, she decided to go.
Afterwards, he says, I suppose if I told you not to go, you'd gone anyway, and I said yes.
Needless to say, cancer did not get the better of Chloe Lumpkin. In fact, she's celebrating her 100th birthday. And according to her son, Chloe may be getting around at a slower pace, but she's still going.
I think she probably remembers more things than I do.
So what is her secret? Is it just good genes?
And her two sisters, I believe one's 97 now and the other one's 95.
I was born before penicillin, before polio shots.
I asked her.
Go each day.
One day at a time?
One day at a time.
So happy 100th, Chloe Lumpkin. Enjoy your celebration.
It'll be fun. I hope they don't have clowns.
We want to thank Chloe and her family for sharing their home and their photographs with us, and we're just about out of time. But before we go, we want to ask for your ideas for the show. If you know of someone who deserves to be in the spotlight, email our producer. His email address is on your screen. It's nick.vole@vansd.org, and we're especially looking for ideas for next fall. Thanks for joining us on Snapshot. Until next time, I'm Elena Buller.